Start now.
So side control. The way I've been teaching, and this is the way that I prefer. So the ideal situation would be if Jeff did this. No. But I'm going to have a cross face under his head. I'm going to gable grip underneath this arm. I'm going to have this arm pushed back, almost like I'm about to do like an arm triangle. I'm going to clasp these hands together. I'm going to pinch the side of his ribs or his side, his hip, and I'm basically trying to connect my elbow to my knee here. I'm going to do the same over on this side. I'm going to connect this elbow to this knee. So I'm trapping this arm over here. I'm trapping this arm over here. Now, Jeff will most likely have his legs up, and you'll try to create a frame here so that I can't mount him. This leg down, this leg over. There. So he's going to create this frame so that I can't just pass my leg over for mount. That's fine. What the purpose of this particular side control is just to constrict. And I'm basically going to try to take away his will to live anymore. So the way I imagine it is that I'm basically like a huge cinder block on his chest. So I want to, at all costs, get chest to chest with Jeff. And as he wiggles, trying to get free, I'm going to suck him back into me. More and more. I'm going to keep my butt down, and I'm going to stick my chest out and expand it to his chest, making it tighter and tighter. The more he wiggles, the more I can just pull him into me. Until basically I'm like a cinder block to him. Would you agree, Jeff?
Yep.
Okay. So, that's my ideal, okay? From here, even if Jeff were to frame his leg, so Jeff, depending on how short he is, I can always just pressure him a little bit towards his head. Since I have him so tight, there's not really much he can do. If he bridges, whenever he tries to bridge, I suck him in even more. I basically take away his ability to bridge by almost propping him like almost to my knees.
Trying
Like,
to get me to do this.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm trying to get his back. Okay. Now, when I have it this tight, I can just maintain this like forever. Like there's really not much he can do at this point. When I feel like moving, when I really think I've taken the fight out of him, that's when I'll slide my knee to his belly and get a 3/4 mount. Then I'm going to windshield wiper over and get to a side and then finish the triangle choke. If he were maybe shorter and he propped his leg up like that right there, then I might force him to feed into this this arm right here to fight back to me. And I'm going to prop my leg up in doing so, making him think that all my weight is really trying to choke him. As he feeds back into me, I'm going to use that momentum and get a leg lock. Most likely a heel hook from here. Keep knees tight, and then I can either arc or bend back. But yeah, I mean, let's go over that. Let's first start with just the feeling of being able to restrict someone from moving. Okay? And when you feel like you have it locked, let your partner wiggle their legs like back and forth, almost like this. And then add a bridge to it too. Every time he makes a motion, use that motion to suck him back in. Now you have that underhook, that crossface under his head. When you feel like a little bit of pressure there, that's when you just pull it back in and pull it back in tighter and tighter. You just keep putting that squeeze on them and try to, like you imagine like propping like them on your knees and like whispering sweet nothings to their ears or something.
Oh my God.
One other thing is, okay, so it's where to put this knee. Like sometimes you don't want the knee here. I want my knee up here because I don't want him to really be able to get that shoulder too much on the ground. Now, I'm not going to be wide, but I want to make sure that I pin this. So I can
Yeah,
close
so
that.
long as your elbow is touching your knee at any point.
So don't
it's
have him
pretty
in
tight.
here like this.
Yeah, this is bad. This
So
is too
you
loose.
need-
You want to take away as much space as possible. And when you do this, all you're doing is you're just maintaining structure, okay? You're not constantly trying to use your muscles to like squeeze them all the way. You're just doing enough where you're tight, and you're gonna maintain that. You're gonna maintain that tightness, right? You're not gonna put any extra effort into it. You shouldn't be burnt out doing this. The other guy should be burnt out trying to escape.
And put the pressure. You're going to use either your head or your shoulder and get the top pressure.
Yeah. Oh, and one more detail. So, Jeff, go back a second. So you stick your legs up. Okay. Also, what I'm doing is when Jeff wiggles around, I'm not trying to counter the pressure or his movements. So if he comes into me, I'm not pressing forward like this. If he's going away, I'm not pressing back like this. All I'm doing is I'm getting chest to chest, keeping it tight, expanding my chest, keeping my head down, and I'm just maintaining this frame or this structure.
So the part that sucks for me is really him. He's chest to chest, right? You want to basically get rid of that space. So his shoulder is pressing in, and then he'll also use his head and press in too, right? This is where it becomes the problem. So try to get your chest to chest, drive your shoulder and or head in so the person that's on the bottom, right? And it's kind of just compressing me to the ground, right? And it brings me in slowly and slowly. So if I start to ride up his legs, right, I'm giving up my back. And that's the real danger.
Like all I'm doing is I'm just maintaining. If he creates any space, I'm sucking him back in. I'm using that rocker that he's trying to create and just taking that space away from him and taking away his ability to bridge. All right, cool. Let's get to it.
Okay, so Craig applying side control.
As soon as every time I do something, I lift up, you pull me in.
All right, so Scott applying side control.
arm here.
You should only just be doing enough to maintain that tightness, that closeness, that constrict.
Is there different ways I can do the grip?
There might be. I mean, this is just a break. Use this when you maintain it.
Okay, I just wonder.
I mean,
Play with
sure.
it.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. That's
I
fine.
definitely don't want this to happen. This can protect my knuckles.
Ready? I don't know.
Nah,
You can
that,
always make it tight.
that one I like.
All right, so Mike doing side control.
Because the fabric
It's still very
it's like pearl weave to pearl weave, it's like Velcro to Velcro. It's not going anywhere.
I haven't tried this with these.
I want him to figure out how to do it.
Like those little things
When I'm not
that you
cooperating.
wiggle out.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Without
I honestly
wiggling
don't know.
around. So before we were switching around, would made it really easy.
Like everything.
Well, let's say I'm not wiggling around, you still have to do the
You
same
can just
thing.
transition into mount. I think it's a very
What's that?
We have Chris applying side control.
Sit back on your
As soon as they
butt.
pick up, you're just like,
Yeah, that's, so the lesson is,
Give up. Don't
do that.
like totally
This
flat.
is like a lesson in what not
I'm like,
Yeah, actually.
move around. Escape.
Okay, here's my question. Let's say I am a little smarter than that, but you still want to try and get tighter.
There is a way, like
So I'm going to try to
you just have to wait for
not
them to move
go
and then
with it.
slowly,
So you still want to try and,
like
figure
edge
out
your
how to-
elbow in until you
so that's
can
just a question, I'm not sure if
create
that's.
some frame, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Two guys.
Well, let's see,
Fight for the
there's
elbow,
something
yeah.
you can do,
Yeah.
depending on your
Yeah.
legs without.
Because I felt
Where
that's
you're
like
going with it.
I have to relax,
Okay,
like
pretty good.
I have to wait for him to move, and as soon as he moves,
I don't know.
I do
Okay,
want-
Gene doing side control.
You can't just force the transition, because as soon as he does that, you can transition him over.
So I have to literally pick
So
them up.
it's a battle of who has better sensitivity. If he can sense that that's what you're planning on doing, he can probably stop it. But then he's taking more of a risk.
If you're not wiggling, I literally have to like pick up.
But
the
most
dead
likely,
weight.
you're going to wiggle. Like at least the first shot, you're going to wiggle. He can take that first shot and just completely. If he wants to put his all into it, he can get you on the first shot.
Right.
It depends on whether you're expecting it or not. Like the higher you bridge, right, which most people.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that ended it right there.
Yeah, the higher
high
you
bridge
bridge.
is like, oh.
Yeah, thank you.
so
Yeah.
Right. Okay, now I'm gonna whisper you sweet nothing.
But otherwise, it's pretty reactive based on what the person on the bottom.
Okay, Steve doing side control.
Right, right.
You're only maintaining your structure. If he wiggles, you just pull it. You wiggle more, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it.
Not doing just lay there and continue.
You should do your best to not move your frame too much, because if you posture too high, if you're leaning over, that's when they can take you over. That's why you're not supposed to fight that resist. Or you shouldn't be fighting that force against force. So if he's like turning to you, you don't chest back into him.
Right.
Because he can take that momentum and then throw you over to the owl. Yeah.
Alright. Sweet. Now let's put some sour in there, and we got some sweet and sour. Now we got chicken nuggets.
Okay, is that good?
Got everybody comfortable.
I
So you
think
try like
so.
really wiggling out and.
Yes.
Okay. That's just me expanding my chest. Because if you get it real tight, right,
Stop it and restart.
and you don't even expand your chest, right? If you get it super tight and then it's
Jeff's doing it to Carl.
Yeah.
All right, yep, that's me.
Switch them by environmental. So the environmental only requires. Yeah, if I stay bio, then that makes sense. And it's funny, environmental. Yeah, they require this to take bio.
that's good.
All right.